Hey, this is Shannon Kringen, Goddess Kring in Seattle. It is January 9th, 2024. And I've just been thinking lots of ideas about the concept of making lemons out of lemonade. And I said that backwards. You're supposed to say, make lemonade out of lemons, like lemons are sour and you want to make lemonade. And so I said the opposite, but maybe it's good to cut down on sugar. So to take lemonade that's too sweet and turn it into lemons, which is more tart, maybe it would be good. Today, something got canceled. And instead of wasting time feeling irritated by it, I went, okay, plan B. And then I did some errands. And then back to feeling positive and hopeful about opportunities. And then that thing that got canceled got rebooked for a different day because there was a power outage because of a windstorm today. And then I found out another gig of mine was canceled, but they're going to pay me anyway because they gave me short notice and they have the budget to pay me anyway. I'm like, wow, that is a blessing. So there's an example of something that was a slight bummer, but then actually it's a relief because I kind of am tired from working so much. So I want to talk about my YouTube channel and how I'm going to keep improving the playlists. I was thinking of how it's kind of breaking through a family woundedness. I'm going to read something that I wrote. I was recently interviewed for Seattle Magazine by Brad Holden, and I wrote something about family woundedness and how I feel like to worry about being self-indulgent or narcissistic and to be self-conscious about your own ego and to feel like it's self-centered to do your art and express yourself is something I'm trying to heal from. And I said something like, okay, this is a recent journal entry. Okay, microphone. I feel like some of the things that I'm doing with my art projects right now are making me feel like I'm breaking through a woundedness that's in my family. Both my parents are very sensitive, intelligent, talented, and creative people. My mom with visual art and my dad with comedy and music, and yet both of them are such perfectionists, I think, in my opinion. The reason why they haven't fully published a lot of their work out there in the big public way is because they're perfectionistic and wanting to make sure it's good enough, or maybe having some conflicts about not wanting to be an egomaniac, not wanting to toot your own horn in a way that's kind of a show off, egotistical power trip kind of thing. Um, and I feel like this is as my story is, but I totally respect my parents' privacy and their choice to do something different than what I'm doing. When I was a kid, I was like a stage kid. So like instead of a stage parent that pushes their kids into getting into showbiz or whatever, I wanted my mom to be a famous artist. And she's like, I don't want to be famous. I just want to do my art because I love it. I don't want to be famous. Whereas my dad, I wanted him to write a hit song and get his own comedy special on TV or something. And I was thinking I could do skits with my dad and dress up in a costume and do comedy bits with my dad. Um, but he had some stage fright and really admired a lot of writers. He even taught tennis to the actor Paul Sorvino in the early 80s. And Paul Sorvino was encouraging my dad actually to go to LA and meet people in Hollywood and try to become at least a writer for comedy, because Paul Sorvino said my dad was quite talented and had a unique, great, smart sense of humor, and Hollywood needs unique people. But that's just another tangent. But my dad, and then one of my dad's folk songs almost became the theme song to a Hollywood B movie, and then they changed their mind. They changed producers and they changed their mind, and my dad got discouraged. But also, my dad compares himself to Gordon Lightfoot and Bob Dylan, and nobody can be Gordon Lightfoot and Bob Dylan except for those two. And even Gordon Lightfoot and Bob Dylan probably don't go, oh my God, I can't believe I'm Gordon Lightfoot. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm Bob Dylan. They don't see themselves objectively. So they can only be who they are, just like my dad can only be who he is. But when I was a little kid, I was hoping that my parents, would succeed in a certain way. And because I wanted to also, sing and dance and like be like Shirley Temple or something. I just remember being a little kid and having a strong urge to express something for an audience. And like when I was a little kid and I would play alone in my room, I had imaginary audience instead of imaginary friends. And I think when I was 5 years old, I felt like this since I was about five. And so I guess I'm doing what I'm supposed to do with my life, and my parents are probably doing what they're supposed to do with their lives. And we each have our own path. The balance I need to find is I'm so afraid of being a perfectionist that maybe I've gone too far the other way, and I'm a little bit too like, oh, good enough, and showing people my rough drafts or showing people my art that's really good and maybe not as good and everything in between. Sometimes I get tired and I go, good enough, and kind of rush through things. And yet my best work, like poetry, music, hand painted shoes, even when I art model, sometimes I'm really tired and I feel like I'm not as good of an art model. And then when I'm really energized, I think I'm a more beautiful, interesting art model. Um, so have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. So these are some of the, and then maybe it doesn't matter how good or bad we are. Everyone is kind of competitive and focused on how good or bad something is and labeling things. And maybe it's good to just focus on doing what you love and connecting with other people. So I would like to use my YouTube channel. There's so many different things I could do. Like right now, I'm rambling. I don't know how many minutes has gone by. Somebody said do 1 minute videos. Then they say do 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 20 minute, 30 minute. Maybe I'll just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little bit of this. It's kind of like this artwork that I have, which is a collage. This is kind of how I feel. I say amplified chameleon getting her dreams on, because I feel like, I'm partly a mermaid in the water. I'm partly a guy with a mustache because I feel kind of in touch with my masculine side. This is kind of like my twin brother. I'm somebody who loves to be out in nature and not wearing any makeup. And then I'm somebody who likes to paint my face in these different ways. I'm kind of earthy. I'm kind of quiet. I'm kind of loud. I'm kind of a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I'm a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll. So these are a bunch of self-portraits, amplified chameleon getting her dreams on, meaning there's many different multifacets of me. So my YouTube channel could be about me teaching people how to do an art car, how to hand paint shoes, how to be a full-time freelance art model, how to get free and cheap and easy parking in Seattle, which is an expensive city where I live, um, how to maximize time at a thrift store, how to find the best deals, how to live in a really frugal way. These are some of the skills I have. I don't know, I'm thinking of what can I teach? Goddess Kring is going to teach you things. What can I use my YouTube channel to teach people about? And then the other option is I could do short little videos about when I met Tori Amos and hand painting shoes for her. I could tell a little story about that. I painted Tom Petty, the musician, a top hat, but I never got to meet him. But I did hear back from his fan club. His first wife, Jane, wrote me a postcard. Then his second wife, Dana, has also communicated with me on Facebook when I sent her condolences on the passing of Tom Petty. There's just different interesting little tidbits and stories I can tell about the synchronicities in my life. So I'm thinking of making more playlists. I have a musical playlist, and I have a Patreon that you can join to support me. And so if you like and subscribe to my channel, I would love to expand my Goddess Kring, Shannon Kringen YouTube channel. So thanks for listening. I'm going to wrap it up, trying to do shorter videos. Shannon Kringen, Goddess Kring, follow your heart, follow your dreams. Every single person is a unique individual. And that's one of my favorite things about humans, is that we're all unique and individual. Even though we fit into a category, of ethnicity or religion or gender or whatever, or just your personal opinions or your political ideas or whatever. But beyond that, we are actually totally unique snowflake individuals, and we are multifaceted and a microcosm and a macrocosm. The infinite, intricate patterns in nature are also true for the infinite, intricate patterns like on our fingerprints, We all have unique fingerprints, literally, and I find that fascinating. So when I meet somebody, I think of them as a total individual. And my friend just adopted a new kitten named Jasmine, and I'm having fun getting to know the little kitty Jasmine because I don't have a cat. I don't have any pets right now for the first time in my life. And I'm enjoying pet sitting for other people, dogs and cats and goats. I would love to take care of goats and chickens and spiders and snakes and all the different animals. So that's Shannon Kringen, Goddess Kringen in a nutshell for today. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Spread the word if you want. We're making a full-length documentary, and I'm working on a poetry book and music, poetry, and a movie. And we're going to Houston for the Art Car Parade and Festival in April 2024, and we're looking for hosts from Seattle to Houston and back. There it is. Yay, I'm excited. Bye for now. Have a good day, everyone. Thanks for being here.